whatever. The day is getting started and I need to put on some makeup. Well, I don't really need to, but I'd like to. I just redid my roots last night with Rockabilly Blue from Manic Panic. I redo my roots quite often. I do get asked this, like what the upkeep of my hair is like now that it's coloured. Essentially every second time I rewash it, I re-dye it because I really want to maintain a strong blue. And so, yeah, I've just been re-dyeing it and re-dyeing it and re-dyeing it. And blue is one of those colours that transfers everywhere. As you can probably tell by my nails, it's not an easy colour to maintain. So yes, I have been re-dyeing my hair pretty often to keep it up. I'm going to be starting off today with a little bit of a illuminator mixed into my foundation. So the foundation I'm wearing today is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Hyaluronic Acid up to 35-hour wear, and I will probably wear this for over 35 hours in the end because this day looks like it's going to be a long one. So I'm going to pump out an extra little bit there, and then I'm also going to be mixing in a pump of the Caviar Illuminator. This is just a product from Aldi that's like a dupe of the strobe cream. Oh, not very much is coming out. Yeah, that's about enough. I'm just going to mix those on my cheek because that's the mixing base. I might add one more. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm just taking this on my beauty blender everywhere. If you're wondering where my beauty blender's from, Colourpop. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. Today it is Sunday here, but I actually am on my Friday because this is my last day of my working week. If you are new here, I'm a nurse and, you know, I'm on a rotating roster, so my week is a bit random sometimes. It doesn't necessarily be a Monday to Friday week, and I love it. I actually really love my job. Okie dokie. I'm kind of just pressing it into the areas of the face where I want more coverage. And I'm being very rough because it's my own face. I'm trying to wake myself up also. Let me have a look with my Hello Kitty mirror. I'm pretty happy with the way that's pressing into the skin. Honestly, this Lasting Finish foundation from Rimmel is pretty decent. Obviously, this is not the original packaging, but I used to have the old variant of the packaging, and I used up the entire bottle, and I've almost used up this entire bottle. Like, it is a really decent drugstore foundation. I actually really rate that. I wore it to work yesterday and did a pretty similar face to the face I'm about to do with you guys right now. And all my colleagues were complimenting me about it, which is so kind of them, honestly, because it wasn't a particularly wild face that I did, but, you know, I'm going to show you today. I actually didn't even mix in any of the Liqueur Caviar yesterday, but this is the one that I did mix in today. This is the Bronze Glow Illuminator. I mixed it in today just to almost be mixing my primer with my foundation, but you can use that over the top of foundation as like a strobe cream to illuminate the high points of the face. You could also use that before foundation as a primer, just on its own, just as a glowy skin base. It's a pretty versatile product, and I would recommend it, honestly. It's very nice. Now, I want a bit of concealer as well. The concealer I've been reaching for through pretty much all of my videos recently has been the Maybelline Superstay. It's just the one that's on the top of my pile at the moment, and I've been working through it. It's a good concealer. I have no complaints about it. Nothing hugely drawing me to it though, so I will say that once I use up this concealer, I probably won't be repurchasing it, just because there are other concealers that I'm like, oh, that really interests me, whereas this was just a good one. Like, you know, nothing over the top to say. I'm just pressing that into the under eye area because I feel like I look really tired. There we go. Brightened up the under eyes there. I'm now going to go in with a setting powder. This one is from Rimmel, and it's the Lasting Finish Buildable Cover Powder Foundation. This actually goes hand in hand with the the foundation that I used, so they match from the same line. And the brush that I'm using to really pack this onto the face is from Nude by Nature, which is an Australian kind of mineral skincare brand. They're very into, not skincare, mineral makeup brand. They're very into Nude by Nature. You can kind of tell, like mineral products or mineral based products. And so they're known for their mineral powders and stuff. And this is a really, really good kabuki brush from them. You can buy it at most Pricelands, probably Chemist Warehouse, probably even Big W, honestly. It's a decent brush. And I feel like a lot of Australian girls have this, to be honest. And if you don't, you know of it, because it's just one of those kind of Aussie products. Okay, that's that. Also, I want to give you guys a little pan update. Oh my gosh, how exciting. That's where the pan's at. Got a little bit of pan peeking through the bottom there. I have a disproportionate amount of powder right now in my makeup collection. Like, I have so much powder and really not as much foundation in comparison. It's really bizarre how I've ended up with this combo, but it's the way it is right now. I'm just using this kind of a little bit more dense, multitasking kind of brush. I'm not sure exactly what the brush's name is because I got it from Real Techniques years and years ago. So long ago that it no longer has any writing on the ferrule at all to identify it. I just know it's from Nude by Nature. And I'm just going in with some bronzer. This bronzer is from Boojie. It's from their little bronzer chocolate duo. Inside there is a highlighter and a bronzer, and I've been really going for both of the products, particularly the bronzer. I have a lot of bronzers in my collection, as you may have assumed. However, the way I pick what bronzer I'm wearing for the day is based on the tone. So the undertone of the bronzer might be warm or cool undertoned, and usually I want a warmer undertoned bronze, but on a rare occasion I will reach for a cooler toned bronze. Something that is a cooler toned bronze, for example, might look like the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. And you can see how this one is a lot more of a cool tone than the warmth you can see in the bronzer I'm reaching for today. So that's how I choose my bronzer, based on shade. I also base it on finish. Some bronzers are a cream bronzer, and I don't feel like having a cream base. I usually go for a powder bronzer personally. But yeah, different formulas give different finishes. And different powders, even within powders, there are different finishes. Some of them give a more glowy finish, some of them are more matte, so I base it on that as well. And I also base it on when I'm using the upper product. So right now, I am going to be honest, I'm trying to pan this product just because it's been in my makeup collection for a while. And so when I pan a product, I frequently look for my next product to pan, and so yeah, this is on my pan list at the moment. Next I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush, and this is the California blush from Benefit that you've been seeing me use for so long now. This blush is never ending. There is a lot of pan in the bottom of that, well, I should say grid or something, because it's like the base of the grid. But yeah, I've been working my way through this blush for ages. I just can't seem to use it up. I'm just going in with this big fluffy brush that, again, I have no description for because this brush is so old. There we go. That is my blush done. I think that I want to go in with highlight now. So I'm going to use the highlighter also from this little Bourjois duo. It's not the most luminous highlighter ever. Like, there are more shimmery, reflective highlighters out there. So I'm going to really dig into it. But it does add like a sheen and a lightness to the face, as you can probably just tell from me applying it there. Let me show you for an exaggerated effect on the other side. You can see it added a brightness. I'm just going to be using it to bring light to the high points of the face. This kind of reminds me of the Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette. Some of the lighter shades in there. Okay. For the most part, I'm happy with the way that that looks. Now I'm going to go in with some nose contour. The nose contour brush that I use is from Morphe, and it's the E62 brush. And then this is the NYX High Definition Blush in the shade Taupe. There we go. If you're wondering why one of my hands is bluer than the other, it's because my left hand fiddles with my hair while my right hand does more things. So I might be thinking like on my phone like this, and like touching my hair, and then my hands end up more blue. I also did just re-dye it last night, and I just wore a glove on my right hand and tried not to touch my hair too much with my left. So maybe you're looking at my lack of self-control there, because I did end up touching my hair a bit with my left hand while I was dyeing it. That's why it's a bit blue. Anyway, it doesn't bother me too much, because at the end of the day, who cares? I've just finished my nose contour. I am going to highlight my nose, but I'll do that one a little bit later. I'm now going to go in with an eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow today I'm going to use as a one and done. Also, don't look at how messy my room is behind me. I have a lot of clothes sitting on my bed right now. And stuffed animals, as per usual. What's new? This is from MAC. This is the paint pot in the shade Boojie. Yay, I'm going to grab a clean brush. I'm not sure what this brush is called, but it's from Real Techniques, and it looks like this. Got flat edges, but then it's quite fluffy. I'm just going to go straight into this, and this is going to be a bit of a one and done eyeshadow today. So I'm going to be only using this eyeshadow for the whole eye. This is a cream product, so I'm going to try and work with it a little bit more quickly. There is a little bit of a time schedule to work on, because it will dry eventually. Now, because I'm going for a more natural look, I am going to buff out this cream quite a lot, because as you probably could see from when I first applied it, it can come out quite pigmented. It is a very dark shade, and I've built it up in previous videos to be to the full intensity. Today I'm shearing it out so you can really see that reddish base in like the purpley brown. And if you were closer up in real life, you could see more of that blue-green reflect, kind of as a loose shimmer through this larger eyeshadow color. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. I might intensify the outer corner in a second, but this is what it looks like all fluffed out. I'm just going to grab a little bit more on my brush and put that on the other eye, because it's not quite enough on the other eye for me right now. I'm just going to make them as even as possible. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. There's a little bit more on this eye than this eye on the underneath, so I'm just going to take a little bit down there, and I'm going to clean both sides up a little bit. Okay, just going to add a little bit more intensity on both sides. Just with the brush. Taking a little bit more, just in the outer corner. Just to add a little bit of intensity. But not too much. Okay, I think it's pretty satisfactory for me. I'm going to go in with a more detailed brush now. This one is just one from the Madison Beer Morphe collaboration. And I'm going to use Laura Geller's Baked Gelato Swirl, highlight it in the shade, what is this? Gilded Honey. Take that on the inner corner. And just on the front of the mobile lid for a little bit of shimmer on the eye. Just to brighten it up a little bit, just because that was just quite a dark shade. But that's my kind of one and done eyeshadow colour, because this is just my highlighter that I'm going to take on the high points of the face now. So I do it in the inner corners just to kind of bring light to the area. It also makes your eyes look more awake and brighter, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people follow that hack because it's true, it does really liven up the eyes. Okay. And I'm just taking it down the center of the nose. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some eyeliner. The liner that I'm going to use today is, let's just use this one. This is the Colourpop BFF liner. I really like this one because it's a brush tip liner. That's my favorite kind of liner to use. I'm just going to draw a wing. The eyeshadow came out quite romantic, honestly. It kind of reminds me a little bit of all those like rosy toned makeup looks that people used to do in like the 2016 era. With like an ABH Renaissance palette probably. Which is surprising because it's like a blue-brown pigment variant. Like it's a different formula, but it's supposed to be a shade similar to MAC's blue-brown pigment. And I really see the warmth in the base. Honestly, the pink in the base. I see a lot of that red coming through. Which is interesting because looking at a cream product like that in the pan, or in the tube tub, I should say, in the container, it looks really dark. But by shearing it out, you can really see all the details in the different undertones and variants within it. I feel like it looks like there's a shadow there, but I think that's where my brow bone ends each time I lift it up. Anyway. I was like, do I need to blend that more? And then I was like, oh. It's just the way it's shaped in my eye. just filling in the gaps of the eyeliner right now. There we go. I'm happy with the way that looks. Gonna repeat it on the other side now. Okay, let's go. Hey. Okay. They're pretty much as even as I think I'm going to get them. I'm happy with the way this looks. I'm going to go in with some mascara now. Mascara, this one that I was using up recently. Oh yeah. I've been enjoying the Maybelline Great Lash Lots of Lashes. It has this really cute and unique wand. It's kind of flat in some directions and wide in some other directions. So I use the flat side to kind of deposit product on the lashes because obviously there's not as much of the bristle to work through, so the product is quite readily available when I use it like that. I can just push it straight against the eye and then I comb through it with the side that has the long spoolie bristles. It's an interesting spoolie. I'm just combing through right now with the spoolie to minimize how clumpy this is looking. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. I feel like I should have done my brows before filming this video because I've been feeling like they're becoming a bit unruly recently. Should we do them together? I would have just used a razor and shaved down the edges just so that they become a little bit thinner. I think I'm going to do it even though I have foundation on my face, which is a little bit silly, but I just want to fix my brows a bit. They're kind of my limit right now. Like, this is too far for me with brows that I'm not happy with. Let me get my razor. in a difficult spot and I don't want to cut myself. There it is. Okay. So I just get this from Daiso. I'm just going to be doing the top of my brow, taking it down. Just to clean up the edge, and then I'm going to, there we go. I'm also going to take out the bottom of the brow and clean up that edge. It's a bit better, it's a little bit cleaner. So now I'm gonna take off just the front edge of this. I don't really take off the front of my brow very often these days, but that's okay. Now I follow through the eye to find where the peak of the brow should be, which it is, and then the edge of the brow should probably be out there. So I'm just going to create an angle so that I can follow that a little bit more easily. Now I'm going to repeat that on the other side, taking off the top of the brow first. I don't like it when my brow becomes a little bit arched looking. See how it's straighter of a brow there? I like that. It's kind of like a straight line, straight down. I want this to be a straight line, straight down, but see I've got this big fluffy bit at the front and then kind of angular behind. So I'm going to even it out by going down in here. I have a lot more work to do on this brow. Okay, so I've taken it down. Now I'm going to take it up so that it's same height as the other one. So I'm just scraping off all the hairs that are growing underneath the brow that are looking unruly. Yep, that's pretty even. And now I'm going to clean up the back end. I'm going to take this arch a little higher. And I'm going to take away from that. It's making a huge difference to me already. I think I want to make this a little bit flatter at the edge so that the arch is not as angular. The point of my brow comes down in a little bit of a softer way. And I don't mind taking off more than absolutely necessary because it will grow back. I'm not tweezing it, I'm just shaving it. I've just cut the hairs really, they'll come back. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to just use this fluffy brush here to brush the loose hairs off my brows. And then I'm going to colour them in. I'm going to be using the XL brow pencil as I have been recently. This is one that I bought in Japan, but you can buy it in especially Asian beauty stores here in Sydney. I've drawn the tails of my brows on, and I'm pretty happy with that for the most part. It's good enough for today. And now I'm just going to fill in the gaps. This brow is honestly doing better for me. It doesn't have as many gaps. It's a little sparse on the top of that there, but I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. Let's try the other side. Something about this brow seems fluffier still. Maybe I need to trim it. I think I'm going to go for a trim, which is not something I usually do with my brows, but let's see how this goes. I'm actually quite happy with my little trim I did there. Will I do it again in the future? Probably not. I used to just bleach my brows, and I think I'm going to go back to bleaching my brows. because then I don't shape them as much. They're just bleached. I can make them however I want to look. I just think that they're a bit dark for me right now compared to what I'm used to. And so that's probably why I'm being like, oh, my brows are a bit unruly looking right now. They're just dark and I can see all the hair probably. I'm going to finish off this look with a little bit of Too Faced Lip Injection Maximum Plump in the shade Chocolate Plump. I'm just going to apply this to the lips. One of my friends says that she believes the people that feel this more, this is our theory, and I'd like your opinions in the comments. People that find this as a spicier product have a lower spice tolerance, whereas if you don't find this burns your lips as much, if this burns your lips, you have a low spice tolerance. If this doesn't burn your lips, maybe you have a high spice tolerance. Let me know in the comments, because I do feel a tingle, but I do have a bit of a spice tolerance, but, you know, it's a range. So some of our friends that do feel it very strongly have a low spice tolerance. So this is our theory right now. Let us know in the comments down below if you support our theory or if you contradict our theory. Anyway, that is the lip product I'm going to be wearing today. My hair is pretty much done for the most part. I'll just give it a little brush through. My hairbrush is an Angel hairbrush from Tangle Angel, and I love these brushes so much. Actually, I've been using them ever since I got them. They're my main hairbrush now because they're so gorgeous looking. I just always have one on my vanity because they look nice, and so I leave them out because it's not only practical but nice to look at, and I've been enjoying using them. Okay, well that's all my tangles done, really. Face and makeup finished for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. I'm going to set my face, actually. I totally forgot to do that. The setting spray I've been using recently is from NYX, and it's the Marshmallow setting spray. I love this stuff. And yes, I overuse setting spray. This one smells so good. It really does smell like marshmallow. So it's actually one of my favorite drugstore setting sprays. Easily. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will catch you next time. Bye. You can find me everywhere at EmilyTitch20, mostly here though, and on Instagram. I'm on all the platforms though. Peace.